Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am so honored and so humbled and so grateful to the people of Minnesota. Thank you for taking a chance on me 6 years ago. And thank you for giving me the chance to keep working for you in Washington. Every day, the people of this state impress me, inspire me, and motivate me to work even harder. So I want to thank our business owners and community and technical colleges who are working together to close the skills gap and put people in good paying middle-class jobs. And I want to thank our farmers who are using new technologies to turn biomass into fuel. I want to thank our students who are working 20, 30, even 40-hour weeks while going to school full-time because they want to take a chance on themselves and contribute to their communities. I want to thank every single hard-working Minnesotan I've met along the way, everyone who works hard and plays by the rules and just wants a fair chance to build a better life for their families. I couldn't be more proud to be your senator. I brag on Minnesota all the time. I promise to do everything I can to reward your trust, or if you didn't vote for me, to earn it over the next 6 years. We've got a lot to do, and I'm excited to get back to work tomorrow. Tonight, though, I just want to say thank you. And as always, the first person I want to thank is Franny. I can't tell you how great it's been to watch over the years as Minnesotans get to know and love Franny the way I do. Like most people who run for office, I wouldn't have done it if Franny hadn't been willing to be my partner in navigating all the trials and tribulations of a campaign. And I'm quite certain I wouldn't have won if she hadn't turned out to be so good at it. Franny, I love you and I'm so proud of you. The same goes for my daughter Thomason and my son Joe. I love my kids, and I love my kids-in-laws, Stephanie and Brody. My sister-in-law Carla and all my other sisters-in-law and brother-in-law. But Carla's here. I'm proud of all of them, even if you work slightly less hard than Franny. And especially my grandson, who did nothing except be cute. And he is... he's asleep up in the room. we just thought it wasn't right to wake him up and have him. I also want to thank Senator Amy Klobuchar. Since the day I got into the Senate, Senator Klobuchar has been an incredible role model and the best partner I could have asked for. Minnesota's lucky to have Amy as your senator, and I'm lucky to have Amy as a friend. And I want to thank Governor Mark Dayton, and our incredible state legislature and our congressional delegation. I am proud to be part of your team, and I can't wait to see what we can achieve together in the months and years ahead. This has been a long, tough campaign, but I think every campaign, at least these days, is long and tough for candidates, for families, for their supporters, and in some ways that's a bad thing. I think people have probably had enough TV ads and fundraising emails for a while. But in some ways, it's a good thing because it gives us, all of us who do this, something in common. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, everyone who steps up to run for office or gives their time and energy to help them experience a lot of the same ups and downs. And it's a reminder that although we might not always agree, we're all in this together, all working as hard as we can to fight for the things that we believe in. And that's why I hope you will join me in giving Mike McFadden and his family and his supporters a big round of applause. I also want to thank DFL Chair Ken Martin, and the tireless, perpetually underthanked DFL staff. This is the best state party in the whole country, and you have a lot to be proud of. Last but by no means least, I want to thank my team. Now look, I have watched a lot of election night coverage in my life, and you always turn on the TV and say, they say Senator so-and-so is now speaking, and you see him or her thanking all these people you've never heard of, and it's just boring. That's what I used to think, but I know better. When my grandson was 30 minutes old, I held him in my arms and I said to him, "It's all staff." So bear with me for a second here, because I'm going to thank a lot of people. Now, first of all, my staff isn't really my staff. They're my team, they're my friends, they're my family, they are dedicated public servants, public policy professionals, and volunteers. First, I want to thank my campaign manager, Matt Burgess. I want to thank my Chief of Staff, Casey Aiden Wansberry. I want to thank my Deputy Chief of Staff and Senior Advisor, Alana Peterson. For those of you that are covering this on the local affiliates, this is where you want to say Senator Franken is thanking his staff and go back to discussing whatever you want to discuss. I want to thank the people who made our ads and did our polling and raised our money and created our mail pieces and grew our field program and built our website and sent all of you those obnoxious fundraising emails. I want to thank the field organizers who spent months crisscrossing the state drinking gas station coffee. And there is some good gas station coffee around this state. The schedulers and other staffers who made sure that I was in the right place at the right time. The finance team who put together hundreds of events and thousands upon thousands of call sheets. The researchers who made sure that we got our facts straight. And the communication staffers who made sure we got our voice heard. The folks who made sure that our phones got answered, that our internet stayed on, and that our volunteers had fun. And of course, every single supporter who knocked on a door or made a phone call or marched in a parade, thank you, thank you. I want to thank everyone who has been a part of my Senate staff over the last 6 years, helping constituents, working on legislation, putting together hearings, making sure Minnesotans know about the work that I'm doing, and generally making me look good while getting nearly not enough credit. I want to thank all of these people individually by name, but that would take all night, and besides, I probably still would end up forgetting someone, and they'd feel even worse about it, considering how many names I had already mentioned. So, and thanks, so. Okay, I'm going to do it by name. No, I'm not. So let me just say one thing. I think that all of you who worked on this campaign and have worked in my Senate offices, both in Washington and here in the state, it mattered. It mattered. Every time I walked into our headquarters or a field office or a rally and saw so many people working so hard to help me win, it reminded me how important this is to so many people, and it made me do a better job. Thank you. The work that we do together matters to Minnesota, and I can't wait to get back to it. I am going back to the Senate to help people refinance their student loans. I'm going back to the Senate to stand up for women's health care. I'm going back to the Senate to make sure that American workers continue to have the right to organize. And I'm going back to the Senate to continue leading the charge on net neutrality. I'm going back to the Senate to make sure we confront this Sputnik moment and aggressively take on climate change. and create millions of 21st century jobs in clean energy and in energy efficiency. And make sure that those jobs are American jobs and Minnesota jobs. I'm going back to the Senate to support workforce development partnerships and new infrastructure and veterans health care and so many other issues. I'm going back to the Senate to fight for the middle class and those aspiring to be in the middle class. Because we all do better when we all do better. I'm going back to the Senate to work hard for the people of Minnesota. But for tonight, all I want to say to you and to every Minnesotan is thank you. Thank you.